Hello again, everybody. Back to the wildlife crisis in Greece now, where thousands of tourists continue to flee the blazes, including Charlie Roberts and her family, who visited Rhodes expecting the holiday of a lifetime. This was until they were evacuated from their hotel and forced to walk more than 6 kilometres to escape the flames.
There's the red sun.
Thankfully, Charlie and the family are back home now, joining us now, as you can see. Hi, everyone. Glad to see everybody safe and well. Tell us about your experience.
It was pretty mental on the Friday, was it? Friday, which was actually our wedding anniversary. We were sat outside in the bar in the evening, and we could feel like really hot wind, and there was ash, and we thought it was cloud, but it was smoke. We spoke to the hotel. They said, yeah, it's nothing to worry about. It's concerning, but we'll get evacuated with plenty of time if need be. Obviously, we were quite worried. Woke up the next day, clear skies, and we were like, yep, it's fine. And then when we were by the pool, the smoke was starting to pour in. And I think what's going on now is basically that sort of time. And then minutes later, the alarms went off. We literally just grabbed a couple of rucksacks. A lot of people were taking all their luggage with them. I struggle with my mobility. I've got quite a few health conditions, and basically we were told to just head down to the beach, turn right, and just keep going, don't stop. You could feel the heat, the smoke. You had to cover your face at times when the wind was blowing. It was just carnage. Very little information. Every now and then we'd recognise sort of hotel staff members and say to them, what do we do? What do we do? And they would just like get to Gennady. Right towards the end, when it got to a point where we didn't think we could walk anymore, because this was in sort of like blistering heats. My son was propping me up. I had my stick on one side, and my son Edward was holding me up and saying, "Come on, Mum, we can do this," whilst carrying 2 bags. Even at points when he was like close to fainting, people were like not pushing nastily, but supporting him up a hill. All the locals were coming out, giving us water, and where possible, sort of helping us. We got help, didn't we, by
Greek gentleman,
flatbed truck. He saw we were struggling, and he just came down to like get in, and he drove us to a hotel in Gennady where we stayed until about 10 o'clock. It was just, no one really knew what was going on. They supplied food and water. The Greek have been absolutely amazing, and I really just cannot fault them at all. Even though it's their homes, it's their country, they're putting us first, helping us. We thought we were safe where we were. They were telling us we were safe. Some people got evacuated from there by coaches. And then we started to see the flames coming closer as night was falling. And then at about 10 p.m, we were told we were being evacuated again, and the military and coaches were going to take us. As you can imagine, lots of people, thousands of people came out the hotel. We boarded. No, we didn't board, did we? What?
Military truck.
Yeah, military truck. We managed to get on a military truck, but as we were getting on it, they were saying it's changed and we can no longer use the roads. So we thought we were safe, and we were like, yes, we're on this truck. But we only made it to the beach, which is what you're seeing now. No instructions, nothing. We were just dropped off at this car park. There were people on sun loungers, people on lilos. Some people were just in bikinis. They were on the beach when this happened. And yeah, so we made our way down to the shore, and that's where we stayed for 2 hours with people clambering. There were little boats coming in. The Coast Guard were shining lights to sort of help people, the boat people. Oh God!
Yeah, the military people.
The military
boats turned up.
Yeah.
And started helping with evacuation onto the ferry. And it was a 4 or 5 hour journey north to Rhodes on the ferry.
Guys, what sort of support did you have? Sorry to interrupt. What sort of support did you have from your tour operator? Because we've been hearing from the minister this morning, who was speaking in support of the tour operators.
So we had
generic.
Very generic. We had an email. We managed to get an email that evening before we were evacuated from the second hotel that just said, "We're aware, just do what your hotel have told us." But obviously, the hotel just said, "Keep going that way." And that was it, really. No one could get through. We were contacting people back home. They were trying to get through, get answers. But thankfully, the staff and of the hotel and all the Greek people kept us going, really. They sort of gave us as much information. We were chatting to people from different places, different countries, all in the same boat. And so I did eventually get hold of our tour operator, because they'd sent a text out saying, ring this number, because we got taken to a school in just outside Rhodes town, and there they took all our information, sort of passport numbers, making sure we had medicines, everything that we needed.
Sure.
Luckily, we had friends that.
I'm sorry, Charlie, we're going to have to interrupt you there. We're out of time, but I'm so glad that you're back safe and sound. I know it was a really important holiday for you. You hadn't had one for a long time because of COVID, and you were really looking forward to it. So fingers crossed you'll be able to get away before too long. But I'm glad you're safe. That's the main thing. Thank you.
Thank you.